This week's Parshas Naso. So we have all the Karbonos HaNasim at the end of the Parsha. The Torah, after it goes through the carbon that each Nasi brought, and they were identical Karbonos, it repeats what the sum total was. So Rashi says, what is it repeating it for me? I can add it up myself. Says Rashi, the Torah is teaching me that the kalim were so exact that whether you weigh each one by itself and then you weigh them together, they come out exactly. Because if you didn't have it exactly, then when you put them all together, it would be either more or less. But here it was exact. That each kli, with the weight that the Torah says it had, they were so exact that when you did it by itself, and if you did it together with all the others, came out to the same amount, same weight. So Rashi says, show you how meduyik they were, how exact they were in weighing things out. Why is that so important to me? Why is it important for me to know that they had the exact weight? Okay, they had a good scale. They didn't have a good scale. Why is that something that's important? Says the Shem Mishmuel, a very nice limud. He says, later in Parshas Nitzavim, you have, where the Torah warns, Pen Yesh Bechem, Shoresh Pora Rosh Velana. Maybe there's some root, some people among you have something not so kosher, and that they'll be develop into something that's bad. Says the Ramban over there, that the Torah is saying to you, when you start something, you've got to make sure that it's all good. Because if you start it and it's not 100%, then as time develops and it gets bigger, the chisaron, that thing which is not so good, becomes bigger. And then it can actually bring a very great downfall and a very great loss. And therefore, when you start, you've got to be perfect. Says the Shem Mishmuel, that's the lesson. When they started making the kalim, maybe in later generations it won't be so important, but the hatchala had to be perfect. Had to be shalem 100%. Right? A lesson in life, very beautiful mussar in life. Perhaps you can take it just a step further. There's a very interesting Rashi in Sechet Hariyas, where it talks about the carbon chatas that the Leviim brought when they became Leviim. Rashi learns over there a tremendous chiddush. He says there that the chatas could not be eaten by the Leviim. So Rashi says, well, obviously, chatas is only eaten by a Kohen. So why do you have to tell me that the Levi can't eat the chatas? He says, but since this was the beginning, when the Leviim became Leviim, I might have thought that there was a surge of Kedusha, that they could even get to the point they could be like Kohanim and eat the carbon. So the Torah tells us, no, the carbon cannot be eaten by the Leviim. Tremendous idea. When you start with a surge of Kedusha. You start with extra kaya. So that later, things become a little calmer, but it's already in the right derech, with the proper level of Kedusha, the proper level of shleimus. So afterwards, even things become a little weaker, but they don't go down. They remain shalem. Maybe that's one of the lessons of the Parshas.